Good morning, race fans. Welcome back to ZMAX Dragway for the second running of the Supermotocross World Championship, SMX Playoffs. It feels like just yesterday we were here in North Carolina for the inaugural event, but now the 2024 SMX Playoffs are kicking off once again at this iconic venue. After an incredible 28 weeks of high-octane racing across both Supercross and Pro Motocross, we've finally reached the last leg of the season. The stakes are higher than ever as the world's top riders prepare to sprint toward the championship finale, and it all starts right here. First qualifying session 250 SMX class. The action kicked off with the unseeded 250 SMX class riders hitting the track, where Cameron McAdoo made his presence known by topping the field. But when the seeded riders came out, the intensity reached another level. Ty Masterpool initially led the session with a solid lap time of 1:43.543. However, it didn't take long for the young sensation Hayden Deegan to challenge for the top spot, clocking in at 1:43.412. Just when it seemed like Deegan had locked down the fastest lap, Pierce Brown stunned the crowd, dropping a blazing 1:43.339 on his final lap to move into P1. Meanwhile, there was drama on the track. Nate Thrasher had a tumble in the sand section, forcing him to limp around for a moment before regrouping and getting back on his bike. Shortly after, Casey Cochran had a gnarly crash in the long rhythm section, resulting in him being taken off the track by the Alpine Stars medical crew. It's unclear if he'll be back for the next session, but fingers crossed for a quick recovery. First qualifying session, 450 SMX class. As we shift to the 450 SMX class, it's worth mentioning that Justin Barcia is out for the day after sustaining injuries during practice yesterday. This opens up a prime opportunity for the other riders to establish their dominance early. And who better to do that than Jet Lawrence? The 450 Pro Motocross champion looked sharp, throwing down a 1:39.654 to top the first seeded session. Chase Sexton, riding high off his outdoor title win, was just behind with a 1:40.646, while Eli Tomac rounded out the top three with a 1:41.179. Even though it's still early in the day, it's clear that the #18 Lawrence hasn't missed a beat when it comes to raw speed. Second qualifying session, 250 SMX class. In the second unseeded 250 SMX qualifying session, Carson Mumford shone brightly, securing the top time. It's a great start for Mumford, especially considering this was his debut ride with Firepower Honda. When the seeded riders returned to the track, the pace picked up once again. Levi Kitchen set the bar with a 1:42.102, only for Deegan to match that same time. However, RJ Hampshire wasn't about to be outdone, posting a blistering 1:41.618. Not only did Hampshire top the second-seeded session, but his lap also made him the fastest overall qualifier in the 250 SMX class. A strong start for Hampshire, and fans are already buzzing about a potential showdown between him and Deegan later in the day. After missing out on their much-anticipated battle during Pro Motocross, could this be the day we finally see them go head-to-head? Second qualifying session, 450 SMX class. The final qualifying session of the morning for the 450 SMX class was nothing short of thrilling. Eli Tomac, who's been looking to recapture his dominant form, led much of the session with a time of 1:40.796. But as the session went on, the track conditions improved, and riders began finding faster lines. Chase Sexton laid down a 1:39.779 to move into the lead before suffering a minor crash in the sand section. Thankfully, Sexton was uninjured and quickly got back up to continue his session. However, the surprise of the session came when Justin Cooper threw down a scorching 1:39.574, jumping to the top of the leaderboard. Cooper not only topped the second qualifying session, but also secured the fastest overall time in the 450 SMX class. With such tight margins and riders pushing their limits, today's racing is set to be an absolute spectacle. Be sure to check out the fantastic photos our friends at Align Media captured of Sexton's crash, showcasing the drama and intensity of the morning sessions.